Good evening, everyone. Good evening, STAPS family. It is indeed my pleasure to welcome you to the first round of our debates for our grade 6 students who have just completed their final leg of the PEP. And so at this time, we are actually exposing our students to public speaking. And we have decided to capture this leg of our debate this evening at 6 o'clock with quite a few judges and our students who will be going off with two topics, two mutes this evening. And so at this time, I invite you to stand for the playing of the national anthem. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. There you have it. The national anthem, which is indeed a prayer or Jamaican national anthem. And so we've covered the national anthem and we've covered prayer this evening. This evening, I'd like to introduce you to a panel of judges. And so at each opportunity that you get, please put your emojis in the chat to just welcome our judges as well as the members of our team this afternoon. The members of our panel include several persons who we believe that can actually assist us this evening to ensure that our children are fairly judged. Let me help me to welcome at this time, Tracy Ann Bujam. Tracy Ann is a data analyst and a PhD candidate at the moment. Ladies and gentlemen, help me to welcome Ms. Bujam. Not sure if she can show her face at this time, but she will serve as a member of the panel this evening. We also want to welcome an analyst, Monique Henry, the second member of our judging panel this evening. We also want to welcome Leslie Ann Walker, who is a business development officer. And finally, on the judging panel, we also want to welcome Mrs. Patrice Gordon, who is a banker. Let us hear it for our judges this evening. Let me also take this opportunity to welcome those persons who will be on the proposing team this evening. The members on our proposing team for the first debate this evening are Nathan LeBear, Jamar Longshaw, Javon White, and Courtney Barnaby. Our opposers are Brianna Barkley, Ariana Dino, Tony Ann Scott, and Summer Smith. Our first moot for the evening is indeed, ladies and gentlemen, be it resolved that children should be allowed to choose their own extracurricular activities. That is, be it resolved that children should be allowed to choose their own extracurricular activities. We want to share with you that each speaker is allowed a specific time to speak. Our first speaker will be allowed 5 minutes, second speaker, 4 minutes, and our third speaker, 3 minutes, and 1 minute for the rebuttal. We also want to share with you that the children will be judged based on content, diction, and style. Content will be evidence of research, cohesiveness, and that will be awarded 10 points. Diction, 5 points, and style, 5 points. We also will select the best speaker of each match. Now, it is time for round one, and we will start the debate proceedings. Debaters, you're on the clock. Our first speaker for the moot, be it resolved that children should be allowed to choose their own extracurricular activities. The first speaker is Nathan LaBear. At this time, we want to welcome all our members of the STAPS team, the PTA, the vice principal, our senior management team, and of course, the teachers who are here with us. Mr. LaBear, you're on the clock.
Good evening, everyone. Dr. Blanchard, I think you might have made a mistake. It's Jovan that's supposed to be doing it.
Okay, so I will actually have Jovan coming on shortly, but I gather you are the first speaker for this moot. You are the first speaker for this moot, sir?
No, Miss.
No,
it would
miss.
be, yes.
Who is the
Jovan.
first speaker, Miss McDermott?
Jovan White. Jovan, yeah.
And the second speaker would be?
Nathan LaBear.
Okay, so let us welcome Jovan White. Thank you, sir. You're on the clock.
Ladies and gentlemen, esteemed educators, and fellow students, thank you for gathering here today. Today, I stand before you to discuss a topic close to our hearts, the autonomy of children in choosing their extracurricular activities. What are extracurricular activities? They are any events you participate in outside your regular academic coursework. They can be anything from sports and clubs to volunteering and part-time work. Holistic development. Extracurricular activities play a pivotal role in a child's holistic development. Beyond academics, they provide opportunities for growth in various domains: physical, social, emotional, and cognitive. When children have the autonomy to choose their activities, they become active participants in shaping their own development. They discover their passions, talents, and interests. Self-discovery and passion. Imagine a child exploring different activities: sports, arts, music, or robotics. Each choice is a step towards self-discovery. Autonomy allows children to follow their hearts. They might find joy in playing the violin, scoring goals on the football field, or creating art. These experiences shape their identity and build confidence. Resilience and decision-making. Autonomy fosters resilience. When children face challenges, whether mastering a difficult piano piece or perfecting a basketball shot, they learn perseverance. Decision-making skills develop as they weigh options, consider consequences, and choose activities aligned with their interests. Social skills and friendships. Extracurriculars provide a social platform. Children collaborate, compete, and communicate with peers. Autonomy in activity selection allows them to gravitate toward like-minded friends. Shared interests lead to lasting friendships. Reducing stress and burnout. Forced participation can lead to stress and burnout. Children juggling multiple activities may feel overwhelmed. Autonomy ensures balance. Children can choose activities that resonate with them, preventing exhaustion. Parental support and guidance. Parents play a crucial role. Their guidance helps children explore options and make informed choices. Autonomy doesn't mean isolation, it means collaboration. Parents can guide without imposing. In conclusion, granting children autonomy over their extracurricular activities is essential. Let us celebrate their uniqueness, encourage their passions, and empower them to shape their own paths. By doing so, we invest in a brighter, more fulfilled future, one where each child thrives. Get ready for a compelling argument. Our next speaker will shed some light on the numerous benefits of giving the children the freedom to choose their extracurricular activities. Discover why empowering our young ones to make their own decisions can lead to a more fulfilling and well-rounded life.
There you have it from the first speaker of the proposing side. And at this time, we will invite the first speaker of the opposing team. First speaker from the opposing team.
Here, Miss.
Go ahead.
Judges, fellow opponents, audience, and last but certainly not least, my essential team members. A pleasant evening to all. We are here to disagree with the moot. Children should choose their own extracurricular activity. Madam Chair, I can't believe that children at STAPS are allowed to choose the extracurricular activities that they would like to participate in, and all of this is done without the consent of the parent. It is evident that the children are not responsible enough to make these choices. Evident in the fact that we have seen circumstances where the child decides not to continue the activity and parents cannot be given a refund. This is a waste of money. It says to us these financial choices of expenditure should not be left to children. Children often make choices based on the choice of their friends. This is not always wise. The parents have watched their child grow and have an advantage of choosing a suitable extracurricular activity for them. They are more responsible to choose the activity. The parents also will take into consideration the cost of the activity, the time which will fit into his or her schedule, and even their own opinion. Making right life choices comes with maturity, consultation, and experience. Children should not be trusted to make these choices by themselves. Another important factor that must be considered is the cost of the activity. Some activities may exceed the price range of $10,000, and the parent is already paying for school fees, extra lessons, books, etc. Some children are known for wasting money on useless things, so the adult should choose an activity that is within their budget. This will ensure that no funds are wasted. In conclusion, children are not the most suitable option when it comes to choosing their own extracurricular activity. Thank you.
Thank you, Brianna. And we move on to the second speaker from the proposing side.
Good evening, everyone. Ladies and gentlemen, esteemed judges and fellow debaters. As the second speaker for the proposition, I'm here to expand on why students should be allowed to choose their extracurricular activities, emphasizing the numerous benefits of granting them this autonomy. Number one, personal interest and motivation. When students are given the freedom to choose their extracurricular activities, they are more likely to select activities that genuinely interest them. This intrinsic motivation leads to higher engagement and enthusiasm, which translates into greater commitment and better performance. Number two, development of unique talents. Each student possesses unique talents and interests. Allowing them to choose their extracurricular activities enables them to explore and hone these talents, whether it's sports, art, or debate. Students can develop their specific skills and discover lifelong passions. This individualized development is critical for fostering well-rounded individuals. Third, enhanced mental and emotional well-being. Participation in activities they enjoy provides students with the outlet from academic pressure. According to a study by the World Health Organization, it promotes mental health and emotional well-being by offering a balance between work and play. The Utah State University on October 2001 states that engaging in beloved activities can reduce stress, improve mood, and can contribute to healthier lifestyle. Number four, social development. Extracurricular activities provide a platform for students to meet and interact with peers who share similar interests. Educational resources information indicates that these extracurricular activities fosters friendships and enhance social skills. Being part of a team or club teach valuable lessons in teamwork and collaboration, which are indispensable in personal and professional settings. Number five, encourages lifelong learning. By pursuing their passions, students develop a love for learning that exceeds beyond the classroom. This lifelong learning mindset is crucial in an ever-evolving world where personal and professional development is necessary. In concluding, permitting students freedom to choose their extracurricular activities unlock a world of benefits. It fosters personal growth, boosts well-being, and prepares them for success. It nurtures unique talent, encourages responsibility, and enriches their education. So let us empower students to choose. And now, our next speaker will reveal the consequences of denying children this autonomy. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. LeBear. You are just right on time. And we hop over to the second speaker from the opposing team. Second speaker. Ariana Dino, are you the second speaker?
No, Miss, it's Tony and Scott.
I'm the second speaker.
Go ahead, Tonya.
Hello to my esteemed colleagues and my worthy opponent. We are opposing the moot why children should not choose their extracurricular activities. I will expound on the three key terms my noteworthy first eloquent speaker has mentioned. Time management. Parents are often responsible for managing their child's schedules and may choose extracurricular activities that fit well with the family's commitments and other priorities. The child's schedule must be balanced and time must be allocated for education, rest, and of course, extracurricular activities. Pick-up time by parents and guardians is another reason the parents or guardians must choose and select extracurricular activities for their child. For example, Maria's parents pick her up at 3 p.m. sharp every Thursday. However, Maria wants to participate in cheerleading, which ends at 3:30. Unfortunately, Maria's parents did not allow her to select that particular activity because it does not fit their allocated time. Number 2, financial considerations. Some extracurricular activities come with associated costs such as purchasing equipment, uniforms, participation fees, and subscription fees. Parents must choose activities for their child based on the budget and financial consideration. Likewise, if parents disagree with the price of the child's desired activity, then they have the decision not to allow the child to participate. For example, Vala's swimming lesson cost an arm and a leg. However, her mom was unable to pay, and as a result, Vala could not participate in swimming. Therefore, parents should select extracurricular activities for their child. Number 3, parents' guidance and knowledge of their child. Parents have spent years growing their child and possesses an intimate understanding of their abilities, strengths, and weaknesses. Therefore, this enables them to make informed decisions regarding the selection of extracurricular activities that best cater to their child's individual needs and potential for development. Also, guardians would know what could injure and harm their child. Additionally, parents who have protected their child since birth have the power to know the potential risks and hazards that could endanger their child's well-being. For example, Tiago has always wanted to participate in track and field. However, unfortunately, due to his heart condition that his parents made him aware of at the age of 5, he was unable to participate in his dream activity. In conclusion, parents know the dangers and risks of their child, which will save them from undue harm. I will now hand over to my next persuasive speaker, who will enforce the principles of why parents must choose extracurricular activities for their children. I rest my case.
Thank you so much, Tonian. And then we are moving on to the third speaker from the proposing side.
If children are not allowed to pick their own extracurricular activities, they may miss out on opportunities to explore their interests and passions outside of academics. This can lead to a lack of engagement, motivation, and a narrower range of skills and experiences. Children benefit greatly from choosing their own activities, as it allows them to develop a sense of ownership and autonomy, build confidence, and discover hidden talents. By selecting activities that align with their interests, children are more likely to develop a sense of purpose and excitement, leading to a more fulfilling experience. Without this freedom, they may feel forced into activities that do not align with their interests, leading to a negative experience and potentially causing them to miss out on the many benefits that extracurricular activities provide, such as socialization, learning new skills, and developing teamwork and communication skills. Additionally, not allowing children to choose their own activities may also limit their ability to develop important life skills, such as time management, prioritization, and decision-making. Furthermore, it may also restrict their ability to explore different fields and careers, potentially leading to a lack of directions and purpose in their future endeavors. By giving children the autonomy to choose their own extracurricular activities, parents and caregivers can help them develop into well-rounded, confident, and passionate individuals who are equipped with the skills and knowledge necessary to succeed in all aspects of life. By supporting their interests and passions, we can help children develop a positive self-image, build resilience, and cultivate a growth mindset that will benefit them throughout their lives. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Longshaw, that you heard it from Jamar Longshaw. We've heard it from the speakers, from the proposing side, LaBear, Longshaw, and White. We are going to go to the third speaker on the opposing side.
Madam Chair, judges, and audience, good evening. Today I come to you to further oppose why children should choose their own activity. As we know, parents have tasks that they need to accomplish throughout the day. Whether it be a professional job or errands to run, it takes time. Therefore, if their child was to choose an activity that finishes at a time when their parents cannot pick them up or starts at a time when the parents cannot drop them off, this will result in a scheduling conflict. What shall they do then? However, if the activity was picked by the parents or guardians, then timing would be considered and an activity would be chosen based on the child's and their schedule. We cannot also forget the fact that some of these activities cost money. At STAPS, 11 out of 21, 52.38% of extracurricular activities are paid. This means that parents should be the ones selecting the activity so the cost of it does not exceed their budget plan. Furthermore, my teammate stated earlier that a child's parents know their abilities and qualities that will assist them in their later years. Was it not the child's guardian or parents who watched them grow up? Moreover, some of the activities that children choose are dangerous. These activities may cause harm, so parents must pick so the activity the child is doing is harmless. Activities that may cause harm to the children include karate and wrestling. Therefore, I implore you to think about what my team members and I have said. I also hope you realize that parents or guardians have more experience when it comes to making these decisions that affect their daily schedule. I rest my case.
Thank you, Ms. Dinnell. And there you have it from the opposing side, Barclay, Dinnell, and Scott. Now, ladies and gentlemen, it is time for an exciting part of the debate, which is indeed our rebuttal. And the persons who are doing the rebuttal, they are waiting in the wings. Let us see how it is that they have been able to capture the points of their opponents and decide to defend their side of the moot. And I know that our judges are feeling so excited. I will not like to be a judge at this time. It is indeed something that is going to be difficult, I know, at this time. And I know that there are parents who are biting their nails at this moment because it is indeed a nail-biting situation. And I can see the teachers beaming. And if you are beaming at this time, please put some emojis in the chat. If your best speaker was on the opposing side, please let that person be known. If your best speaker was on the proposing side, kindly let us know. Put that in the chat. Your guess is as good as mine, but we'll leave the judges to make that determination. And at this time, we'll just pause for our debaters to go in the breakout room so that they can huddle to decide on that 1 minute rebuttal that may just make the difference in the debate. Technical team, kindly put the debaters in the waiting room so that they can huddle to decide on how best to make some objections on the opposers. And the judges, I'm sure, will be using this time to tally the points so that by the end of the day or end of this period, we can decide on a winner. Ladies and gentlemen, I must inform you that all debaters were from the same class. What we have done is to make sure that we apologize for that break in transmission. And so we await
How long do they have, Dr. Blanchard?
1 minute.
All right, so I should probably go over and let them know. Or you just take them back when you're ready. Good joy.
Yes. So our debaters should be back at this time. And as I was explaining before we had that break in transmission, all the debaters are from the same class, though we have opposing teams. And we want to make sure that we expose almost the entire complement of the grade 6 cohort. So at this time, our debaters are back, and we are going to start with the rebuttal from the opposing team. Rebuttal from the opposing team. So we have Summer Smith doing the rebuttal. Summer, we are ready for you.
Yeah. Madam Chair, I can't believe this. Children are choosing their own activities. Children might be interested in activities that they choose, but over time, they might get tired of it and want to quit. As a result, if that activity that they were doing is paid, then the money would be misspent. Also, a child can pick an activity that they won't even excel at, and the time that they spent would be wasted. Though they might develop a diverse set of skills or discover their talents, letting children choose their activities might limit their abilities. Children may choose activities that they already have experience with or already know how to do. This won't challenge them or help them to expand their abilities. I rest my case.
Thank you, Miss Smith. That was a powerful way of resting your case. And we now jump over to Courtney Barnaby, the rebuttal from the proposers.
Good evening, esteemed judges, fellow opponents, and people online. I am appalled that you believe that not allowing children to choose their own activities is okay. In contrast to what the opposing team has stated, parents should guide the children while still giving the children the opportunity to make their own decisions. This will also help them to understand responsibility more. Despite the fact that they will incline towards activities that their allies are participating in that will make long-lasting friendships and bondings. Contrary to the belief that extracurriculars might distract from academics, studies have shown that children involved in extracurricular activities often perform better academically. According to Nikki Wilson, the discipline, time management, and perseverance they develop through these activities can translate into improved focus and efficiency in their studies. As I close, I would like to state that you remember all that we have said and choose to understand that children should have a right to choose their own activities. Thank you.
Thank you, Courtney Barnaby. And that ends our first round of debates. My God, children should be allowed to choose their own extracurricular activities. I wonder what the parents are saying on YouTube. Do you believe that your children should be allowed to choose their own activities? Are you of the opinion that children should listen to what you have to say? The verdict is indeed with the judges. We will give them at least another minute to make their final deliberations. So at this time, we'll have our technical team putting the judges in the breakout room so that they will come back with a verdict. We hope it doesn't have to go to the Supreme Court or maybe in another island, another country. We hope it may not have to go into another jurisdiction at this time at all, but stay right here at STAP so we can have the judges here at the final appellate court. So judges have a lot to do today, and I see the teachers online. Miss McDermott, what are your thoughts? Don't want you to tell me who won now, Miss McDermott. You are going to be telling me what your thoughts are generally. Are you proud of your children?
I am extremely proud of these students. They have done well, exceptionally well. However the decision that is made this evening, they are all winners in their own right. I am extremely pleased.
Thank you so much, Ms. McDermott. Given the short period of preparation, of course, I think
Certainly,
that
certainly.
they did a
Yes.
fabulous job, and
Yes, they
I'm
did
sure
an
there are
excellent
parents
job.
online who are saying, boy, this time was short, but we are happy
Yes.
that our children have
And the
had
comments,
this
Dr. Blanchard,
experience.
just to add, the comments online, the parents are chiming in on the YouTube access, and it's all good comments. They are truly proud of the children, and they have done themselves well.
Thank you so much for that. Reporting from the YouTube Live is indeed our reporter, Miss Carol McDermott, from the grade 6 grade level. Thank you so much, Miss McDermott. I see Miss Morrison online, but we are waiting for her group to be able to interview her in a short while. Nonetheless, Miss Morrison, you are biting your nails? Miss Morrison, don't bite your nails.
I'm to be honest, I'm biting my nail, you know, because this is nail biting. These children keep, I'm at a loss for words, but guess what? That's what we do here at STAPS. We are trendsetters, and I'm so proud of the children. You can hear the research, you can hear the confidence, and I'm over here just beaming, a proud teacher.
Oh my God, I know. And I'll send you over some Milo a little from this, or you want Milo or minty?
Some mint would do.
I will send you over a cup of mint in a little while. And I'm not sure if our judges are ready for us at this time. Sonia Neal, our guidance counselor, what say you?
Well, like the other teachers, I'm beaming. I am so proud of the children. As I think Miss Morrison said, I heard research, or it was Miss McDermott who said it, and convincing arguments. The poise of the children was like, you know, it's a stage for them. It's like they have done this before. It's just a easy cheesy business. You know, no one would really realize that this is their first. And they have done well, and I am very, very proud of them. Very proud of them. They prepared themselves well. Yes.
Thank you so much, Mrs. Neal. I am sure that Mrs. Edwards, our vice principal, will be finding her way on YouTube. So if you're there, Mrs. Edwards, please chime in. Make sure that we're seeing your comment from the wings of the administrators, the vice principal. Mrs. Edwards must be using her fingers to make her comments at this time. And I know we have some parents online who perhaps want to say something at this time before the judges come with their verdict.
The judges would like to meet with you, Dr. Blanchard.
They would like to meet with me. Could you just take me in the breakout room? Thank you.
Sure, no problem. Hi everyone, small apologies for that. There's some technical difficulties with our host, so we're just trying to resolve that. Just give us 1 minute.
To ask our chief judge to make some pronouncements at this time.
Thank you, Dr. Blanchard. Good evening, everyone, students, teachers, parents. We must say that it has been a very interesting first debate with the team members so far. Javon, Brianna, Nathan, Tony, Jamar, Ariana, Summer, and Courtney. We believe that you guys have done a wonderful job this afternoon. So I just want to encourage everyone to put together your emojis again, once again, to put for these young persons who have come to look at this mood. We were impressed by some of the content. We were impressed in terms of how you expressed yourself. We believe that everyone had diction today. There was no one that was fumbling over their words or words that they could not pronounce. So that is wonderful. We could see that some of the teams went over and above to put together their content in terms of getting their points together and getting their points aligned from one speaker to the next and expounding on that. We also looked at your style. We can see that we have a lot of future leaders and speakers in this bunch. You were
very articulate, some a lot more than others. Definitely, we saw the confidence, especially on the opposing team. May I say, ladies, everybody came with that stamp of confidence that this cannot be done. And so definitely, we were able to see that come across in your speech, right? But of course, you don't want to hear that. You want to hear all the exciting things. So we believe, based on the content that we heard, the points that were presented, the points that were expanded on each person, and of course, listening to our rebuttals, that the proposals were the winners of today's debate. So that would be the team of Javon, Nathan, Jamar, with, I believe, Courtney as the rebuttal. So you can give yourselves a round of applause.
And our best speaker would go to?
And before I even get to the best speaker, I think we have two persons we want to highlight. I think for the rebuttal, I think Courtney coming up, and I know some things would have been pre-prepared, but I think coming back with her rebuttal, after that deliberation was good. We also believe that Jamar had a very good style. And so we like that. He was very open. He was very friendly in his delivery, and we like that. But our best speaker for tonight, that showed eye contact, that showed body language, that gave us the intonation, the phonation, was Nathan.
Okay, thank you so much, Chief Judge Patrice Gordon. And so I'm hoping that the next round can actually allow us to get out of here before 8 o'clock this evening. So we want to say congratulations to the persons who argued the moot. Children should be allowed to choose their own extracurricular activities. And so we make way for the moot, be it resolved. Children should be rewarded for recycling and taking care of the environment. And so speakers on the other side, on the other moot, we're going to be asking you to leave the room at this time and join us on YouTube while we make way for our persons who are going to be joining us with the second debate. Prepare yourselves, debaters, so we can actually capture the arguments for the second debate. And now we ask for the first speaker on the proposing team.
Hello.
This is Harper, Ray Ann Malcolm, Daniel Blair, and Zachary Blair. On the opposing team, Caleb Dixon, Caleb Coburn, Benjamin Lee, and Vincent Reed.
Excuse me, miss. Ryan is actually the third speaker and Daniel is the second speaker.
Okay, great. So we start with the first speaker on the proposing side. You may begin.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, esteemed judges and fellow debaters. My name is Harper Cole, and I am the first speaker from the proposing team. Today, my team, the ecologists, are here before you today to advocate for the moot. Children should be rewarded for recycling and taking care of the environment. What is recycling? Well, according to Oxford Dictionary, recycling is the act of converting waste material into a form in which it can be reused. Madam Speaker, the first thing I would like to talk about is how we should consider the educational benefits. Rewarding children is an excellent way to teach them to conserve the environment. They begin to understand concepts like pollution, recycling, and sustainability in a practical, engaging manner. When a child becomes actively involved in cleaning the environment, they eventually learn how plastic and garbage negatively affects the environment. Sometimes children might join groups that help to conserve the environment. When children go on field trips, they learn many different things about the environment and how to maintain its beauty. Furthermore, it adds a sense of responsibility towards the environment. Madam Speaker, the second thing I would like to talk about is how we should focus on how it has so many school community benefits. Wouldn't you want our school to look healthy and clean? Wouldn't you want people to be amazed on how our children have healthy and clean habits and know how to keep their environments clean? By encouraging children to properly dispose their garbage and to recycle, we are also helping to beautify our school community. Schools can also use fundraising as a way to encourage children. I remember when staffs had a bottle collecting competition that every grade and class took part in. Every class collected hundreds of bottles and everybody wanted to win the competition. By doing this, our school was a lot cleaner than before. Why is this important? Well, a cleaner environment helps to reduce the spread of diseases and rodents. It can also enhance aesthetic appeal and even increase property values. By encouraging children to properly dispose of garbage, we are investing in the beauty of our school community. We are not only encouraging good habits, but we are also providing a clean, healthy space for future generations. The last thing I want to mention is how it installs good habits and responsibility. When children pick up garbage more often, they are practicing healthy habits. Eventually, they are more likely to repeat this behavior of picking up garbage. This is most likely because they are more educated on how garbage affects the environment. Children are highly impressionable, and positive reinforcement is one of the most effective ways to shape their actions and attitudes. When we reward children for engaging in environmentally friendly activities, we are not only teaching them the importance of these actions, but also instilling them a sense of responsibility and accomplishments. Studies have shown that behaviors reinforced by rewards are more likely to be repeated and eventually become habitual. By linking rewards to recycling and other green practices, we ensure that these behaviors are internalized. When children practice these habits, they can end up lasting for a lifetime. Overall, rewarding children for picking up garbage is not just a motivational tool. Although some might argue that kids should already know to dispose their garbage properly, they must consider how it is a powerful strategy to instill responsibility, encourage positive habits, educate on environmental issues, foster community engagement, and achieve immediate environmental benefits. Look at the bigger picture. We are teaching our kids good and healthy habits while investing in a cleaner, more sustainable future for our environment, ecosystems, and our planet. By recognizing and rewarding their efforts, we can inspire the next generation to take proactive steps in protecting and preserving our planet. To solidify my point, the second speaker, Daniel Blair, will be talking about how rewarding children for taking care of the environment helps with positive behavior, setting goals, and motivation. I rest my case.
Thank you so much, Harper. And we now move to the first speaker of the opposing side.
Hello, everyone. My name is Caleb, and I am the first speaker for the opposing team. I stand here to oppose the moot, be it resolved, children should be rewarded for recycling and taking care of the environment. My team is opposing the moot. Let us define some key terms. According to the Oxford Dictionary, reward means a thing given in recognition of service. Recycle means converting waste into reusable material. Environment means the surroundings or conditions in which a person, animal, or plant lives. I believe students should not be rewarded for taking care of the environment because it is a civic responsibility. Let me elaborate. Every citizen has rights and responsibilities. Following the laws of the country is a responsibility. And littering is illegal, correct? Therefore, taking care of the environment is a civic responsibility. You shouldn't be rewarded for carrying out your civic responsibilities. Therefore, children shouldn't be rewarded for taking care of the environment. There are other reasons, Madam Speaker, such as intrinsic motivation. Rewarding students for recycling might make it so they only recycle for the rewards instead of understanding its importance and genuinely caring about the environment. I am guilty of this myself. When our school offered rewards for recycling, I would recycle, but I don't anymore. Short-term compliance. Rewards may only lead to short-term compliance. Once the rewards stop, students may no longer feel compelled to continue recycling and taking care of the environment. It's better for students to develop long-term habits and values. This happened at our school as well. The students were recycling during the bottle collection program when the school rewarded us for it, but we don't do it anymore. Focus on education. Instead of giving rewards, schools should focus on educating students on the importance of recycling and environmental care. Knowledge and understanding are more effective in fostering long-term environmental responsibility in students. The importance of caring for the environment should be taught in science classes so students know its importance. Long-term sustainability. When environmental care is recognized as a civic responsibility, it promotes long-term sustainable behavior. Students are more likely to develop lasting habits and a deep-seated respect for the environment, leading to consistent and meaningful contributions throughout their lives. For all of these reasons, I believe students should not be rewarded for recycling and taking care of the environment. I will now be passing off to my second speaker, Caleb Coburn, who will be talking about how recycling is a responsibility.
Thank you so much. Go ahead, Mr. Dixon.
I will also be the third speaker as Benjamin could not make it. I will be talking about how rewarding students is bad for the economy. Then finally, Vincent will do the rebuttal. I rest my case, Madam Speaker. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Dixon, representing your team as the first speaker. And we go now to the second speaker of the proposing side.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Madam Speaker, esteemed judges, and my fellow opponents. My name is Daniel Blair, and I am the second speaker, and I am representing the ecologists who are proposing on the moot, children should be rewarded for recycling and taking care of the environment. The school curriculum teaches us about the environment, its problems, their consequences, and solutions. And as the generation of the future, we must accept that we are responsible for protecting it. But how do we get children to buy into this responsibility? Children who are preoccupied with social media, video games, and everything electronic. Are these children going to just accept this responsibility and be environmentally responsible simply because it is the right thing to do? We believe that this is as likely to happen as us willingly doing all our chores as instructed. It is with this in mind why we are arguing that children should be rewarded for recycling and taking care of the environment. Rewarding children provides motivation and encourages them to act in a specific way, and this increases the chance of the action being repeated. Rewarding children also encourages positive behavior, and this will allow parents and teachers to create conditions that encourage desirable actions towards the environment. This will instill a culture of environmental care and protection in children from an early age. When children have clear expectations and goals to work towards, it gives them a sense of purpose and direction. They understand what is expected of them and what they need to do to earn a reward. When children can associate certain behaviors with specific benefits, they are more likely to display those behaviors. It follows then that when they understand the positive results associated with their actions, it motivates them to display those behaviors more consistently. My opponents, rewarding children also acts as immediate reinforcement. When children receive a reward for recycling and taking care of the environment, it reinforces the connection between their actions and the positive outcome. This reinforcement even more so increases the likelihood that they will repeat the desired action in the future. I can assure you that this will be more effective than the promise of a healthier environment in the years to come. Finally, rewarding children for recycling and taking care of the environment can be a valuable learning experience for them, as this teaches the value of hard work and perseverance. Children will be encouraged to set goals and work towards them. This will help them to understand that immediate rewards may not always be possible and that patience and perseverance are necessary in attaining long-term goals, such as preserving and taking care of our environment. I conclude by saying that rewarding children teaches them to be responsible individuals who learn to take ownership of their duties and understand that there are consequences when they fail to meet their objectives. These are all qualities that will definitely help shape them into great environmental stewards. I concretize my point. I will hand over to my teammate, Graham.
Thank you, Mr. Blair. And we now move on to the second speaker of the opposing team.
Still, are you ready?
Yes, Caleb, he was asking if he should start. Yes, Caleb.
Good evening. My name is Caleb from the opposing team. The moot: should children be rewarded for when they care for our environment? I will be talking about the importance of recycling and rewarding your children for it. Now, recycling is the action or process of converting waste into reusable material. That plays an important role in our life today, as we struggle to survive in the waste-riddled and polluted communities we exist and live in. And our communities should be able to sustain our human body and functions. Now, I understand that rewarding your children makes them confident along the path for their life ahead. But to me, the thing of most importance in this situation is our ecosystem and also our human race in a whole.
And sometimes, if you tell a child to do something, even if a reward is included, they could get stubborn, especially if it's a small child. And also, I believe that if you do something just for the reward, it is completely dishonest, because all you want is the reward and not the benefits of what's going to happen when you do the action. There is something called voluntary work, and the whole point of it is to do something good without any type of reward. And the work comes out of pure kindness of the volunteers' parts. So I see no need to reward children for their actions towards our mother nature. The only thing is that our society is niggardly towards our environment, but will probably even run our society as it makes people do things just for the reward that is included. Now, I might sound like an absolute madman saying all of it from what the other team has been saying, but this is my honest opinion and I believe in it, as it is perfect reasoning why you should not reward your child for something they are supposed to do, and that is their responsibility. I rest my case. Thank you for your time. I'll now hand it to Caleb Dixon as he is filling in for Benjamin Lee.
Thank you so much. And now we move to the third speaker from the proposing side.
May I start?
You may.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, esteemed judges and fellow debaters. I am here to support my teammates' argument on the moot, children should be rewarded for recycling and taking care of the environment. My name is Ryan Malcolm, and as a member of the Ecologists, I support the fact that children should be rewarded.
Why you paying someone? We asked for white paying for some of white paying.
Could we mute our mics at this time? Those persons online, if you're joining us online, kindly mute, or we ask that you join via YouTube. Thank you. Continue, sweetheart.
My name is Ryan Malcolm, and as a member of the Ecologists, I support the fact that children should be rewarded for taking care of the environment because it boosts awareness of the world around them and helps to learn creative and fun ways to save the planet. It also creates bonds between the children and can make new friendships. Now I would like to remind you of the many gushing points my peers have argued about. For one, I would like to talk about what Harper Cook mentioned. Children will understand the concepts of recycling, polluting, and sustaining life in a responsible manner, whether it is on campus or around Jamaica. She also referred to creative ways in which we can collect garbage that will be beneficial to the school's presentation, increasing in property values. This also de-escalates the number of diseases caused by rodents that go around. Such activities to beautifying the school compound, such activities contribute to beautifying the school compound. The last point made by Harper is creating habits and responsibilities, which children begin picking up, and when children begin picking up and throwing away garbage the correct way in a schedule or even everyday life, it will most likely become a habit. And take it as their responsibility to help our planters. These such habits can go on for many years. At this time, I would like to mention what Daniel Blair talks about. I would like to talk about rewards that encourage positive behavior and foster a sense of motivation in children. Being encouraged to recycle and take care of the environment with rewards instills advantageous action towards environments. Also, when children have doable goals and paths to the right road of life, it gives them a sense of purpose and direction. In the words of Daniel, they understand what is expected of them and what they need to do to earn a reward. Kids will display as such behavior that will positively affect the world as they develop the habits of recycling. When children are rewarded for their good behavior and actions, it reinforces them and the positive outcomes. Daniel also mentioned that working hard requires perseverance and patience to get the results desired. He strongly closes off by saying that rewarding teaches children responsibility and to take ownership and pride of those responsibilities, which include consequences if such responsibilities are not met. To wrap up my argument and summary, prizes and rewards help encourage healthy habits, especially when it concerns the motivation of children. Rewarding children.
She's a third of her team. Parents who are online, kindly join via YouTube. If you are unable to mute where you're at this time, you're actually causing our speakers to be distracted and to be interrupted. Just continue where you left off, speaker.
Rewarding children for recycling and taking care of the environment will over time physically show in our ecosystem's beauty. I sincerely appreciate the time you have taken to listen to my team's argument on the moot. Children should be rewarded for recycling and taking care of the environment. I rest my case.
Thank you so much, third speaker. And finally, we'll have the third speaker on the opposing team. Third speaker.
Hello, everyone. My name is Caleb, and I will be taking the place of Benjamin as the third speaker of the opposing team. I will be talking about the financial side of the moot. Children should be rewarded for recycling and taking care of the environment. From past research, I know that Jamaica is 13.9 billion or 14 billion US dollars rounded up in debt. Madam Speaker, for you to understand how much that is 2.17 trillion Jamaican dollars. Giving awards for children who take care of the environment would not be good financially. Let me elaborate. Even if the award takes $1 to make, there are possibly hundreds of thousands of children. And if only 100,000 children recycle and take care of the environment, that is $100,000 gone for each time they recycle or take care of the environment in any way. Therefore, we'll be losing money rapidly and keep going down the hole of debt. If we were to do this, we would possibly never get out of debt. Not to mention that a $1 award is almost impossible, as nearly no child would want it. So for a small trophy, it would cost around 5,000 Jamaican dollars to create, and using the same 100,000 children, it would cost $500 million for only 100,000 children. Even if we award them once per month, I still don't see a way to pursue this system for very long. Is there no problem with this? Not to mention, Jamaica's gross domestic product, or GDP, which is essentially how much money we have, is only 17.1 billion US dollars. Madam Speaker, if we create an awarding system, our country will go bankrupt quite fast. In addition to this award system, we will take a lot longer to get out of debt. I rest my case, Madam Speaker, and will be passing on to my rebuttalist, Vincent. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And it's time for us to put the speakers in the breakout room and for them to deliberate and look at the points raised by the other team, the opposing side. And so, technical team, kindly put the speakers in the breakout room so we can close out debate number 2. Exciting times as we get to the 7:30 mark. Quite a long time spent, but is indeed great investment with our children. Just for those persons who are going to be online via YouTube, you're streaming with us. We want to say thank you for being here with us. Of course, a total of 36 students will be debating from a cohort of 72 students. And so we are happy that quite a number of our children in the grade 6 cohort, before they leave STAPS, they will be able to taste public speaking. And for that, we are very, very happy. At this time, we want to salute the teachers. We want to salute our judges, and we want to salute the students as well as their parents who have been a part of this cycle to prepare the children in the area of public speaking. And so they will be allotted 1 minute to come back strong with their rebuttal for either side. And then we'll allow the judges to spend some time to deliberate. But I know that they're adding up their scores from now so that we will not be spending too much time online to decide the winners of the final debate. Be it resolved that you should be making your children be a part of recycling without having to give them rewards. So the moot, let me read it. Children should be rewarded for recycling and taking care of the environment. Should they be rewarded, or should we withdraw the reward? We heard some wonderful points raised in the debate. It is indeed a civic duty. Do you agree? Did you hear the quote? Did you hear them adding up the trillions? My God, children in grade 6 are able to tell us the figures. They have done their research. They are making proposals to say that if we were to do this, what would have happened to our GDP? Let us see what is going to be happening to the judges on the other side as they look at the points raised. Now, if it is their civic duty, should we be rewarding them? Should we be giving them any kind of rewards at all? How expensive will it be for the island or for the pockets of the parents and the school for rewarding our children to take care of the environment? Judges, make sure you are tallying up so that we will have a quick run and leave here by about 7:30. And I want to thank the technical team at this time for doing a fabulous job. We know that a part of our technical team is indeed our past student and system administrator at the school, Mr. Rashawn White, and our very hardworking teacher of art, Miss Zania Walters. We also know that she's a part of the track team, coaching staff, and just chaperone for athletes who will be going out as of tomorrow at the National Stadium to participate in the Interprep School Championship. And so we wish them all the best at this time. It is indeed 75 strong for that team. And we say to Coach Jack Johnson at this time, our prayers are with you because we know that you are working hard. Also, the parents who have been working with that team and our sponsors, we thank you so much for what you do. You are doing a fabulous job. And we just want to make sure that the Lord is doing the coverage because we know we are going to be in the top 5. If you believe that, please make sure that you're putting some emoji in the chat so that we are saying yes to stops and yes to top 5. If you have a Dutchie pot in your car neck of the woods, make sure that you're making some noise so that your neighbor can hear that you are online with the School of Choice at the preparatory level, St. Andrew Preparatory School, as we welcome back our children for the rebuttal. Technical team, it's time to bring back the folks, the opposers and the proposers. Be it resolved that children should be rewarded for recycling and taking care of the environment. Is this possible? Technical team, we are awaiting the children.
All good. They're here.
Awesome. We started out with the proposals, so we will now start out with the opposers for the rebuttal. Vincent Reed, you are on the stage. Vincent Reed?
Vincent, we're not hearing you, dear.
Kindly unmute. Mr. Reed? Vincent Reed? And we ask that those persons who are coming in on Zoom kindly remain on YouTube. And as we continue the different rounds of debate, we ask those persons who are already online, you can remain for today. But as we move forward, we ask that you join us on YouTube so that we can have only the participants and the teachers as well as the technical team on Zoom. It is very often very distracting for our speakers when they have to deal with noise coming from persons who continue to unmute, whether it is that they are unaware or aware. And so we ask that you join us via YouTube and not join us on Zoom because it can indeed be distracting.
He's having an issue, Dr.
Blanchard, right.
Yeah.
Maybe
saying
it's
that
the headset, Vincent. Maybe it's what you're using, or maybe you didn't join. You didn't join with the computer, your sound or something.
So Harper, do you want to? Harper, do you want to assist?
Okay. Vincent, you see the the square thing on your that's what you that's what
I
Courtney
do
used.
not think he can hear us. I do believe it has to do with his headphones, so I sent him a message.
Okay, thank you, technical team. Okay, teachers, I know that you're anxious, but our technical team will be assisting. Go ahead, Vincent.
Recycling should not be rewarded. I say this to support my fellow teammates, as this may be costly if they do not have enough funds. Recycling should be considered a responsibility, not something that should be rewarded. Over time, children may become dependent on rewards. So if it is that rewards are to be withdrawn, their efforts may also be withdrawn. Some people may also commit fraud, which is when they take items that are recyclable, that were never part of the environment, to get rewards for things that were never wrongly disposed. Thank you for listening, Miss.
Thank you, Vincent. And now we ask the person doing the rebuttal for the proposals to begin.
Good evening, audience, esteemed judges, and fellow debaters. My name is Zachary Blair, and I will be rebutting on the moot children should be rewarded for taking care of the environment. To summarize what my teammates had said, rewarding children can be beneficial as long as it's done thoughtfully and in conjunction with education about environmental conservation. Now, to rebut on what my opponents have said in their pieces. Our worthy opponents, while we do agree that we are in generation of the future and that we need to protect the environment ourselves, we must face the reality that we are children. First, let me say that rewards do not have to be financial. Children will be children, and we cannot expect them to act like adults. How responsible is it then to accept children that at an early age to use their inactive and be responsible towards something we may not now even have the capacity to fully comprehend? Why then should we be treated any differently towards this subject from how we are treated towards our schoolwork, our chores, and anything else that we demand are mandatory tasks? Let us be children. There are things for which we do not need rewards, things for which we need that additional motivate to be interested until we are old enough to fully understand that we need to act on our own. Thank you.
Thank you, Sir Blair. And there you have it. That is the end of the debate, the second debate. And so our judges are going to be escorted to the breakout room where they can further deliberate. This should not take more than 2 minutes, as I know they are experts in this area. We want to thank the persons who debated a moment ago. We want to thank Ms. Coke, Ms. Malcolm, Daniel Blair, Zachary Blair. Caleb actually doubled, and we thought that that was really, really wonderful of him to jump in for a teammate who is unable to be here at this time. And so if I were on the judges' team, Caleb, I would definitely give you some ice cream. Which ice cream do you like, Caleb? You doubled. Thank you. We also want to say thank you to Vincent as well and Mr. Cobron for representing the opposers. You all did a fantastic job, and I'm sure your teachers are beaming at this time. Are you crying, Miss Morrison?
Not yet. I'm waiting and anticipating the winner, but I'm so proud. That much I can tell you. So proud of them.
And you have stopped biting those nails, I'm sure.
Not really.
I have enjoyed the debates. Boy, the 2 debates this evening. I am thanking the children for giving us our additional dinner this evening. I am sure we are so full with excitement and full with the kind of spirit and expectations that you will have for these children moving forward as we get rid of them from the nest. I know that they will be coming back to the nest, Miss Morris and Miss McDermott, but nonetheless, we are allowing them to fly. And certainly they have developed wings through this process today. Mrs. Neal, your take on the second round.
Excellence, Miss. Excellence. All over. I don't know who is the winner. They are all winners. They are all winners. I'm so proud of them. They did very well. Very
I
well.
will say ditto.
Thanks
I
to
will
our
say
teachers.
ditto to
Yes,
that.
yes.
Miss
I would have a
McDermott.
problem choosing.
Miss McDermott, you are looking at Miss Morrison's class. What's up? What say you?
I'm here wondering what next week will be like. I'm looking forward to it because this is an awesome start to something that, will inspire the children to want to do well, to get them out of that shell. I mean, they have made us proud. Not many of us could do this. They are on an international stage, start to speak, and they have done exceptionally well. Again, I'm very, very proud of you students. Just continue to hold your head high and know that we have you in our corners, and we are here to support you in whatever way we can. Even though you are going, we are here for you when you want to come back and hit us up for any reason at all. Yeah.
Awesome. What a farewell gift to the children. Actually extending the stage to them as they prepare for high school. Sure, we'll see so many debaters on the scene when they leave us to go to the likes of Campion College, Immaculate, St. Andrew High, St. George's, Wolmer's. I'm sure if I did not say Wolmer's there, some boys would have had me and some girls would have said, boy, Dr. Blanchard, you needed to say our school. And we can think of so many other schools that are going to be blessed by our children. They are going to be having fun with our stars from St. Andrew Preparatory School. Indeed, we are so proud of them. Judges, are you ready? I wish I had a member of the PTA. Yes. I wish I had a member of the PTA was on Zoom with us to say something about what is happening. I am so happy. I am sure there is indeed a parent on Zoom. Let me see which parent would like to make a comment at this time. The parents are not wanting to talk, because they don't want to have to compete with their children who did so well. Parents, are you worried that when you speak, you're not going to be sounding like your children? Is there a father online as we prepare to celebrate Father's Day on Sunday? No mother wishing to speak? No daddy? I hope there are fathers on YouTube that are actually applauding their children for their efforts. Mothers and fathers alike, and we want to say on behalf of STAPS, we are wishing all our fathers a very happy Father's Day when it comes on Sunday. And we continue to say to our track team, we will be behind you tomorrow. We take this time to tell the parents of grade 3 and 4 students that they'll be off to the stadium tomorrow. And the teachers in those grades will be going to the stadium with them. And so the provision that has been made will be for the Google platform. So I'm sure that the teachers are posting for grade 4 and 3 students, those persons who will not be going to the stadium, but some work will be left for you in the Google classrooms.
Well, I say the judges are having a hot debate on this one, a debate for the debate.
My God, this is harder than the first one. Is it so, technical team?
Yes,
A spirited thing going on.
Right.
I wish
So
I
just
were
give
a
them a
fly
few
on the
minutes.
wall.
Right. So just give them a few minutes. They really want to get this one right. They're hot on the debate with this one.
So are you saying there is indeed another debate taking place with the judges?
As we speak.
Well, children, at this time, I am sure there's someone who'd be talking about his or her experience. Is there a child, a student who'd like to talk about his or her experience?
Can I go, please?
Go ahead.
So, before the debate, I felt a bit nervous, if I'm being honest. But I said in my head that I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. And all I
Wow.
have to do is believe in myself. Before we hear the results, I wanted to say good luck to our opponents. I think you guys did extremely well. And I'm just waiting to hear the results. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Harper. That was wonderful.
Miss, may I?
Go ahead, Mr. Dixon.
So, like Harper said, I was nervous, but then I was calming myself down and my mother helped. And then yes, I also congratulations to our opponents. I think you all did very well. And I also want to say thank you to my teammates. You all did very well in your speeches. Oh, that's everything.
Thank you so much, sir. I think you did very well too.
Thank you, Miss.
Hi, Dr. Blanchard, we're back.
Hello. So we will allow the judges to present their findings. So we have our chief judge, Mrs. Gordon at this time.
Sure. So good night again to everyone. If we have new participants on, to the students who have just presented, teachers who have worked with them, and of course we know the parents, they're always excited. So give them a round of applause. Again, we always have to congratulate them for what they are doing and what they continue to do. We spent a little time talking today about this one, right? Because the mood was very exciting and I guess dear to all of us, and some of the things that we have heard tonight, you know, they were very, 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 I would say, creative and very original, right? So let's point out some of the things that we liked overall. We like the fact that one of the teams, they created a name for themselves, the ecologists. So that stuck with us. So that was a very good idea as well. We also liked Rayanne. We want to pick up Rayanne because during her presentation, she was disrupted twice, but she kept her composure. She paused and she, you know, was able to handle that very well. So we thought that was very good for her as well, as a person that's speaking, you know, because a lot of adults would have been flustered and easily distracted, and she was able to keep going. So we think that was very good as well. We also wanted to, Mr. Cobran, he's on the opposers, Caleb. His delivery, we thought he had a nice package. You know, he had his phone, but we recognized that he wanted to deliver and not read. We recognized that some of the persons were reading, but he wanted to deliver. So we thought that was very good of him. He was very charismatic in his delivery, and we think that he is very good in terms of his speaking and his delivery. And with help, he can also help to improve. So Caleb, that's Caleb with a K. That's very good. We applaud you on your delivery today, sir. But overall, in terms of the content, oh, and I wanted to highlight for the opposers, the point about the finances with the GDP. Excellent. Excellent point. We thought it was very creative as a means of the
rebutting the need. But again, I will commend the proposers for taking that creative point and also coming up with solutions. A lot of times in organizations, people always think of monetary rewards, and they have reversed it and flipped it to say all rewards don't have to be monetary. So that shows that they're thinking on their feet as well, that, you know, yes, the GDP could be impacted, but that's only if you use money. So let's look at non-monetary services. So with that, for this debate and this topic here, should children be rewarded for recycling and taking care of the environment, we are gonna give it to the proposers. That's Harper, Daniel, Rayan, and Zachary. So give yourself a round of applause, proposers. And in terms of the overall delivery, we are gonna hand that to Mr. Daniel Blair, and he is on the proposing team. He had a good control of his content. He had good control of his speech. He even managed to inject a little joke in there. You know, we know children are not going to do their chores. So they need some form of reward. So we thought that was very good in terms of his style, in terms of his content. And so the best speaker goes to Daniel Blair.
Thank you so much, Mrs. Gordon. And we want to thank the judging panel for a great job. And we also want to thank the children. Let us really applaud the children. We can't overemphasize that without them, we would not have a debate. And we want to congratulate both sets of debaters. Go ahead, Mrs. Gordon.
I had one more point, Dr. Blanchard, that I wanted to do for both points, and we thought it was good to reinforce it here. And maybe for the other team, you can let them know that when we're summarizing, we can find also creative ways of summarizing as opposed to repeating what necessarily was brought up by the other speakers before verbatim. So that's something that they can probably try and play with to see how do they present the topic that was presented in a different manner. Yeah, in the summary.
Thank you so much, Mrs. Gordon. And so we want to thank the judging panel comprised of Leslie Ann Walker, Business Development Officer, Tracy Ann Bujam, data analyst, and PhD candidate, Monique Henry, analyst. And we want to thank all the members of our technical team and all the debaters, as well as the teachers who assisted greatly in preparing them and the parents. Now look out for Thursday. It's another round of debates. We will be coming to you live on YouTube. And we ask those persons who joined us on Zoom today to just hop over to YouTube, because we want to make sure we have the YouTube platform sterile for all our debaters to just perform their duties. And so this is me, Carol Blanchard, signing out from STAPS. And we say thank you to all persons who are involved. Thank you to those persons who also joined on YouTube. Have a great evening.